Cocaine is in the building.
Hi guys, so this week my video is going to be brought to you on two topics really. So I'm going to do a Q&A because with it being January, a lot of people are doing New Year's resolutions and starting New Year plans, and I've got a lot of emails and a lot of inboxes from people with series of questions. So I'm going to go through some frequently asked questions in a bit of a Q&A format, and I'm also going to do a bit of a rant on New Year's resolutions and what I think of them and how I think you should be going about your fitness goals this year. So let me get my Q&A up ready on my phone, then I'll carry on with this video. Yeah, New Year's resolutions. You need to almost be unrealistic and deluded with the goals that you set this year. Now, it sounds stupid to say such a thing, but I almost want you to be unrealistic with the goals you set, because I would rather you do that and work your ass off towards achieving something than set something that's not. Say for example, you say, oh, I just want to lose a bit of weight this year, or I want to get a little bit fitter. What does that even mean? Has that got any meaning? Does it actually get you up in the morning and make you work towards your goals? Because 90% of resolutions end within 2 weeks, and this is why, because people don't have a big enough and a powerful enough reason why they're doing things. And I put a Facebook status up today about this. You don't get in shape by accident. You don't get fit and you don't get strong and you don't build the body you want by not putting in an incredible amount of work. So it frustrates me to see people say this year I want to do this, but then every year they say this, and then every year the results are the same. They don't get to where they want to be because you're not putting in enough work. Now, it's easy for me to say that, but at the end of the day, your results are a reflection on what you're doing on a daily basis. Everyone who you see who's in great shape or is achieving great success in other areas of their life, they're doing that as a result of the work ethic they're putting in and the consistency towards the actions they're putting in every day. So you need to see this as a bigger picture and not a 2-week program. Like, I've seen so many people are starting this 30-day squat challenge to build the legs and the bum that they want. Guess what? It's not going to build the legs and bum you want. It's probably not going to make any difference at all to your legs and bums. Legs and bums, legs and bum. Because bodyweight squats aren't going to elicit the result you want. You need to ensure that in order to build a good bum, you need to train for a long time. And you can't just change your body with a 30-day squat program. You need to start eating well. You need to start being more aware of your nutritional intake. You need to start training with heavier weights. Like, it doesn't come together with a few bodyweight squats. Just like the business isn't built with a Facebook page. This is how things are going. Now, if you want to get in shape and you want the results this year, then you need to be ready to put the work in, and this year's going to be different to every other year. And the main thing that's got to change is how much work you put in, how much time you invest into what you're doing. And the goal that you set, it has to be big. It can't be to just lose weight. It can't be just to be a little bit fitter. There has to be something behind it. Now, this isn't me saying you have to do a photo shoot or you have to do a show. It's just you have to have a goal that's big enough and powerful enough to give you enough motivation to ensure that you don't last 2 weeks, but you last at least a year. And then once you've got a year of good training in with you, Ruben, I'm trying to talk here. Once you've had a good year of training and doing the daily tasks that it takes to build the body you want, you're then in a position where you can continue these habits, and then every year your results are going to build on each other. Now, this is what it's going to take to get the results that you want. It's not just going to happen from a 30-day program or from a 28-day detox. It's not going to happen just from doing dry January. Like, if you think that a dry January is going to all of a sudden make you the most healthiest person in the world and make it okay for you to drink again in February, then you've got this seriously wrong. So I can promise you for a fact now that if you do go 4 weeks in January without drinking, you'll lose a large amount of weight. But then if you go and drink again in February, guess what? You're going to put that weight back on, unless you're really sensible about what you're doing. So get more unrealistic with your goals. Don't go to the point where it's never going to happen, but set goals that are unrealistic to a point where you have to get up every fucking day and work towards what you're doing. And if you don't, you lose a day that's going to take you away from the end goal. And every single week and month and year, you can build on the results that you get, and all of a sudden that unrealistic goal becomes realistic because of the work you're putting in, instead of working towards a shitty goal that means nothing to you, and every time you get an opportunity to go and stray from that goal by doing the things that you shouldn't be in the gym, by doing the things that you shouldn't be with your diet, all of a sudden the results are just, they're not even there. You don't get any results at all. And this has happened year after year, so make this year different. Now, I've got a series of questions, so we're going to go over them next, but I hope this kind of rant helps a little with your mindset and where you're at this year. Knuckle down. Put a year's work in, put a year's graft in. Don't just tell yourself I'm going to do a month. Do a fucking year. Do 10 years. And then all of a sudden you've built the body, business, whatever you're working towards that you want. It's that simple. It doesn't happen overnight. There is no overnight success. The best bodies that you see in the world and all of the results that you are thinking, oh, you've done fucking well, they're a byproduct of consistency and long-term work ethic. That's it. It's that simple. And if you can find someone who's hugely successful who hasn't got those two things, then please tell me, because I haven't found anyone yet. So let's go into the Q&A that I was going to go over. With it being New Year's resolutions, at the moment social media is just full of conflicting information. So as somebody who's looking for help and for advice on weight loss or muscle building or just simply getting in shape, you're seeing so many different conflicting articles and advice that you're almost paralysed and you don't know what to do. Now, I know all about this because I've spent the last 15 years, 15, I'm not that old, 8-9 years being a fitness geek and trying to attempt to do everything that's supposedly online is the way to do things. So I've tried everything and I've made every mistake there is to be made. So I'm putting this YouTube channel together to try and give you an idea on, and to try and prevent you from making the mistakes that I've made, and just to do the essential things on a daily basis that are going to get you the results that you want with your body. So I'm not going to give you any of these fads or unsustainable methods of getting into shape. It's just going to be the honest truth about what it takes, what you need to do, and what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear. So yeah, I'm going to be as honest as I can. So one of the frequently asked questions I've been getting is, I'm going on a diet this year, Jack, what food should I be eating? Now, generally speaking, our goal and our priority is to strive for dietary adherence, and your dietary adherence needs to be geared towards striving for the energy balance that's required to get you the result that you want. So it isn't about specific food to be eating, it's about the whole picture and the 24 hours that you've got in front of you. So what you eat on a daily basis in total will create the result that you want to create. So for example, you've got to think calories here and you've got to think protein intake. These have got to be your two main goals. So protein intake will always be a gram per pound of body weight. This is what I always use as a guide. It's a great place to start. So if you aim for a gram of protein per pound of body weight, and then once you've done this, you then want to aim for a set caloric amount that you're going to be consistent with. Now I spoke about this before with how to set up your diet in the last video I did. So for example, you don't know where to start with calories, you're going to start tracking food, or you're going to start a diet. Now, my advice wouldn't be to track macros. My advice would be to set up a diet and write a diet out that is of so many calories per day, of so many grams of protein, so many grams of carbs, so many grams of fats. Carbs and fats are pretty much irrelevant in the initial stage. It's just a case of let's nail down your protein intake and ensure your calories are the right amount for you, or find the right amount for you. And then we can manipulate the carbs and fats further down the line. So, where were we? So yeah, what food should you be eating? You need to get in the habit of regulating your caloric intake, watching your feedback and what your body does, and then manipulating this intake and your energy balance based on the results that you're getting, the feedback you're getting from a series of things. So your weight on the scales, your measurements, how you look in the mirror, how you feel, how your sleep is, how strong you are in the gym. Is your strength improving? Are you getting good sleep? Are you drinking enough water? All of these things are going to contribute to create the formula to get you in shape, and you need to keep managing the whole process. So the more things we can measure, the more things we can manage in the process of getting into the shape you want to be in. So look at food as a total daily thing rather than what single ingredient should I be eating. Okay. Why can't I lose weight? So I've had people say to me, oh, I'm going to do a diet this year, can I try your free diet? I'm so frustrated with dieting, it never works for me. And this is simply because you're not doing the things that you need to do that are essential to get you the results that you want. So, if you're not losing weight, it's because you're overeating, or your energy balance is, you're in energy surplus. It's as simple as that, or you're at a maintenance level of energy balance. It's that simple. So, basically, if you're not burning more calories on a daily basis that you're taking in, then you won't lose weight. This is thermodynamics, this is how the body works. So the only way you can change this is by changing your energy balance. So either move more, do more steps, do more activity, do more training, do more cardio, or reduce, this is just, you can do one of those things or all of them, or you can reduce your food intake. And then when you start managing the process, then you all of a sudden you find your energy deficit starts to happen, and then all of a sudden you lose weight. This is how weight loss happens. So if you're not losing weight, it isn't because your body can't lose weight, it's because you're eating too much, or you're not moving enough, and your energy balance is skewed. It's as simple as that. So if you're not losing weight at the moment, that should be your motivation to realise that you need to make a change, you need to work fucking hard at that change. It's that simple. And the same goes for my next question, why can't I gain weight? You can't gain weight because of the exact same reason as why people can't lose weight, is because you're chronically under eating. So, or you're chronically moving too much. Now, I've come from being, when I finished school, I was probably about 60 kilos. Might even been less than that. I was skinny as anything. So, and I'm always somebody whose output and activity level has been super high. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but since I've been sat here doing this video, I've probably moved about 5 times on my fidgeter. And I'm always moving, I'm always on my feet, I'm always doing things, I'm always playing football or doing sports or walking the dog, or I'm always doing things. So my energy output is so high, therefore my needs with regards to input has to be so high if I want to build the body that I want to build and I want to gain weight. So I hope that kind of makes sense. If I want to gain weight, my energy input has to be reflective on my output. So if I'm burning like 4,500 calories on a daily basis, I have to consume 5,500 calories to gain weight. Does that kind of make sense? Whereas if I burn 4,500 calories on a daily basis but only eat 3,500 calories, I'm going to lose weight. That's thermodynamics, that's how the body works. Regardless of how hard I train, regardless if I'm taking creatine, regardless if I'm making PBs in the gym, I'm not going to get any bigger if I'm not in an energy surplus. It's that simple. So this is where you've got to try and figure out on a daily basis with your habits and your routine and the way you train and the job that you have, how many calories do you burn on a daily basis. Like Fitbits are great for this, they're not accurate at all, but they give you a set point to work from. So for example, we are what? Time is 3:15, I've done 2,783 calories. I haven't trained yet, I'm probably going to train a little bit later. I'm going to walk the dog, so that number will be about 4,000 by the end of the day. So that's just a guide to work from. And then I think almost, if my goal is to gain 2 pounds this week, I need, and work towards my longer in-term goal, then I need to ensure that I'm eating 5,000 calories today. If I'm not contributing towards my long-term goal. It's that simple. Next question. So if you're not gaining weight, eat more and move less. Can I lose fat and build muscle at the same time? Now, if you're a beginner watching this video, then absolutely yes you can. If you're somebody who is an assisted athlete, so you're using drugs, then yes you can. But this is more of a question of what's your starting point, because to lose fat you have to be in an energy deficit. However, if you're somebody whose diet is shit and you overeat on calories, yet you move into a new diet that's good and it's an energy deficit and that you can sustain, yet it's higher protein intake, it's single ingredient foods, it's an improved lifestyle, then you're going to build muscle in that stage, because your body's in a really good position to build muscle. One, because you're a beginner, and two, because it's an improved stimulus compared to what you were previously doing. So initially, yeah, you can, in the first 12 to 16 weeks, even in the first year as a new trainer and someone who hasn't been to the gym before and is new to the gym, I've said this so many times before, your results are going to be crazy. And if you don't take advantage of this first year as training as a new trainee, then you're doing yourself so much injustice. So you must take advantage of this opportunity to get super lean and build a lot of muscle. Because after the first year, your results are never going to be as good as your first year. And you need to work 10 times harder for the results that you get. But can you lose fat and build muscle at the same time? If you're somebody who's been going to the gym for years and you've been eating well for years, then no, you absolutely can't. But if you're somebody who's new to the gym, or if you're someone who's using like some kind of performance enhancing drugs, then yeah, you can yield some good fat burning and a bit muscle building gains. How fast can I lose fat without losing muscle? This depends on how aggressive you are with your deficit. So what is the need to lose it super fast? Have you got a holiday or a photo shoot or a show or an event that you need to be at where you want to be super lean at? But what you've got to remember is, if I go too harsh with my deficit, how much muscle are you going to lose in the process? Because that's inevitable if you go too low. Because one, your training is going to be affected because you won't be able to train nowhere near as hard. Therefore your strength will drop, therefore your body won't need to have that muscle anymore, that additional muscle that you've built. And then secondly, like, you're not eating enough food to support the muscle that you've built. So yeah, you're going to lose fat really quick, but how much, and you lose weight really quick, but how much of that's going to be fat and how much is that going to be muscle? So you've got to think of how long can I spend this time dieting for the most benefit long term. So rather than thinking in 8 weeks I want to be 25 pounds lighter and I want to be shredded to the bone, why don't you think in 24 weeks I want to be shredded to the bone, but I want to keep all of my muscle in the process? You've got to be patient with this, guys, it's as simple as that. But you can lose weight really fast, but you need to be careful with the amount of muscle you're losing in the process. You need to ensure that you can keep up your training intensity, so that your diet has to dictate that. You have to ensure that your recovery is there so you can train harder and harder and harder in every session, or at least maintain your strength that you're at. So if you're a beginner, you should be continuing to make progress with your lifts for the first 12 to 18 months of training. If this has been installed already, then you need to eat more food. It's as simple as that. Next question. Why am I not losing weight when I track calories on my fitness pal? Now, I know this video is getting a little bit longer, so a little bit long now, so I will make this the last question. So yeah, why am I not losing weight when I track calories on my fitness pal? Because you're not reporting everything, you're not tracking everything, or your calorie goal is too high. It's that simple. So if you're being completely honest with your intake, then it will just suggest that your energy balance is skewed. So it basically would be telling you that you're in energy surplus or you're at maintenance calories. So the body isn't this crazy sciencey thing where you have to do loads of these chains of secrets to get you to lose body fat. It's so simple. Energy surplus, gain weight. Energy deficit, lose weight. If you're not losing weight, it's because you're in energy surplus or maintenance calories. So you need to make a shift towards the deficit and come away from the surplus. Now, you can do this by reducing your food, or you can do this by being more honest with MyFitnessPal, because that's probably what your issue is. You're probably eating things at the weekend that you're not tracking, and it's just sending you over. That video just fucking cut out on me. I was on a roll. But back to where I was, hopefully I can pick up from where I think it ended. If you're eating a deficit of 400 calories per day, Monday to Friday, but then you're overeating on the weekends, you will not lose body fat. That you're moving yourself into a total energy surplus. Think of it over a week. So if your requirement of calories for maintenance over a week is 14,000 calories and you're eating 15,000 calories a week, you are not going to lose weight. unless you take your output higher. So if you start moving more, then you will. Apologies, there's been some issues with the camera and it's not doing what I want it to do. But yeah, if you are overeating at weekends, then you are going to cost yourself so much progress that you're not going to make because you're doing this. Do you want to go on YouTube, dear? You want to go on a video, dear? So yeah, this is the rant over and the Q&A finished. I hope it kind of gives you a better idea on how to attack your goals this year. If you've got any questions, like always, please ask. Your feedback means a lot to me, and I really want to help this year with regards to your goals. So all the best for 2017, and hopefully this can be your best year with regards to your fitness goals that you've had so far. But yeah, any questions then please let me know, and thanks for watching. Cheers guys.
Kane is in the building.